Welcome to our special coverage of the Noor Salman trial here on clickorlando.com. I'm Justin Mormith. We are just a few prospective jurors away from the exact number the judge is looking for in the trial of the Pulse gunman's wife. It has been a slow process, but it needed one to seat a fair and impartial jury. Let's get out to Nadine Yanis live at the federal courthouse for us right now. And Nadine, just moments ago, you spoke with a mother who lost her son at Pulse.
I did, Justin. Christine Leinenen, she was also here on day one of jury selection, and she says she wants to be here even if this process is slow and tedious because she doesn't want to miss out on anything, telling us that she isn't so much interested as to what happens to Noor Salman at the end of this trial as she is interested in finding out what happened inside the Pulse nightclub, including how her son died.
You're already in your head living a nightmare. It's a daily nightmare, so it's not going to make the nightmare worse, but it might alleviate some of the nightmare, getting to know some of the actual facts.
Now, if you remember, Christine Leinenen was somewhat the face of the Pulse attack that deadly morning, not knowing for 33 hours that her son, Christopher Drew Leinenen, had in fact died. And wanting to know more answers about the attack itself is a theme that we've been hearing with Pulse survivors, victims' families, and even Pulse owner Barbara Poma herself. She's been here twice through this long jury selection process. Undoubtedly, Justin, we are going to get those answers as this open FBI investigation is bound to come out when this trial begins. But first, we got to see the jury.
Yeah, no doubt, Nadine. It is very important to remember the families as this trial goes on. Thank you so much. And, you know, joining us now, we want to break down some more on this, and that's legal analyst, our News 6 legal analyst, Rick Jancha. And Rick, I know you were in court this morning. You viewed it in person. When you heard that they were trying to get from 60 to now 56 potential jurors to be in that jury pool, your thoughts on that?
Nothing surprises me in this case. It's been the most unusual jury selection process I've ever seen. The parties have agreed that they can move forward with 56. Also, unlike any other case I've seen in 41 years, the parties have agreed that there will be no additional questioning of the prospective jurors, but what they're going to do is take the panel of 56 and put numbers in the box, basically on paper, and then strike from there and select jurors from there.
Do you think that will help alleviate maybe someone who could possibly taint the rest of the juries, because the rest of the jury pool, because it is all out in one sitting? Everyone's in the same room.
Absolutely. You know, because there's always a risk in a jury trial when you ask questions and you've got the whole panel there, that one juror may say something that could infect the rest of the jurors that they didn't know about. And so this is a very good way to do it. And party counsel for the prosecution and the defense both told me that the jury questionnaire was so specific and so detailed that they agreed that they could do it without individual voir dire.
And speaking of those, the defense and the government in this, I know you spoke to both parties, you just mentioned that. How are they feeling going into this portion of this phase of jury selection?
They're both very positive. They're glad to see jury selection coming to a close, and they're ready to get on presenting the evidence in the case itself.
Yeah, and you just heard Nadine, and she spoke with Christine Leinenen, whose son died in the Pulse shooting, and she's not here for the jury selection process. She's not here to see all. She just wants to know what happened in the moments leading up to Pulse and what happened inside Pulse. And we're going to find out quite a bit more information once this trial gets underway. In fact, we already had that motion drop on Monday that revealed a lot more details. So that is just the beginning, I feel like.
Absolutely. I think a lot of things are going to come out during this trial that we don't know about. It's going to surprise us as to what the evidence truly is and what actually transpired that evening. Some of it's very graphic and emotional and shocking, if you will, but a lot of it's going to also be technical, and that mix is going to be very, very interesting.
I'm curious too, you know, again, you were in court this morning. We've seen two kind of people in Noor Salman. We've seen one who's been attentive, taking notes, and then we've seen one who's maybe a little out of it.
Yes.
What was she like today on Friday?
She was very upbeat. She was very interactive with her attorney, constantly talking to her, asking questions, writing notes back and forth. probably seeing the end of this process and having the trial ready to start has given her some incentive to and energy and hope that this will soon be over for her.
As a defense attorney, you're also counseling her through this entire process and helping her understand, and also trying to keep her upbeat. I feel like that's also Linda Moreno's job, is to, explain things and keep her hopeful that she will get off.
Absolutely. She's been incarcerated for a long time, and she's going to remain so until this trial is over. So it has to be so much going through her mind, so many emotions, and you have to realize if she did not know what her husband was doing, it's going to be extremely traumatic for her too to find out what her husband did and how he died very violently. So it's going to be full of emotions on both sides.
And as far as where we are right now, in your eyes, we'll probably get to that 56 number by the end of the day today.
I believe we will now.
So once they get, and then they're going to check all these people off and keep these people in, these prospective jurors. So we could see this trial testimony beginning when, do you think? What would your guess be?
I would estimate it at the earliest Tuesday.
Okay.
Because they're going to have to do jury selection. They're going to have to agree on preliminary instructions, go over those. And I think the judge will probably give the jurors some time to say, take a deep breath, say, okay, now I'm on this jury, and I need to prepare my family and my co-workers and my employment, everything, so that they know I'm going to be gone for a few weeks.
Yeah, no doubt. And the testimony will not be on Fridays once we get through, into the testimony phase of this, which this could be the last Friday that, we have talking about this case. They're going to give those jurors the day off and also go over some motions that could be filed as well.
Yeah.
All right, Rick, thank you so much for being here this afternoon, and breaking down everything that we need to know as we try to understand this trial. And because this is a federal trial, again, no cameras, no recording devices are allowed inside the courtroom. So as you saw, Nadia and Giannis there, News 6 and ClickOrlando.com will have reporters at that trial every day, keeping you updated. We have a special page detailing everything that happens on ClickOrlando.com. Just look for that Noor Salman tab. And join us again tonight at 6:30 for another discussion with News 6 anchor Matt Austin, investigator Lewis Bolden, and legal analyst Whitney Bone. As jury selection continues, we'll see if they can get to that 56 number. You can watch that live, again, right here on ClickOrlando.com. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Justin Wormuth.